Pre-colonial Benin, also referred to as the foundation period, is known as the Ogiso era or the Ogiso dynasty. The meaning of Ogiso is king of the sky. This is because of one of the different myths surrounding the founding of Benin. One of the myths maintains that Benin was founded by the youngest child of the Almighty God, who was sent to live on earth with his older brothers. According to oral tradition, these children of the high god were allowed to have whatever their hearts desired. While the other siblings chose wealth and magical skills, the youngest chose a snail shell. Upon arriving in a world full of water, a bird told the youngest child to turn the snail shell upside down. When he complied, sand fell out of the shell and covered large parts of the water to form land. The first ruler of Benin therefore became the owner of the land and had to share portions of it with his older brothers. It was for this reason the rulers were called Ogiso, meaning rulers of the sky. Another myth relates that the people of Benin, desirous of a king, decided to choose one from their ranks, Igodo, a prominent ruler who became the first ruler of the Ogiso dynasty. Regardless of how plausible this oral tradition is, one cannot undermine the divine right of the Benin kings and the absolute and divine power they wield. This was an ideology that arose when the Benin warriors were transformed into semi-sacred rulers sometime after the 17th century. The first Ogiso was known as Igodo. Under Igodo, his unification of the numerous clusters of independent communities gave rise to Benin City and a centralized administrative system. Obahe was known to have concealed his paralysis of the legs by being the first to arrive at the venue of any meeting and the last to leave. His strange behavior puzzled his subjects. The Iyase became curious and hid behind a curtain and discovered the truth. The Oba had the Iyase killed to conceal his secret. Unfortunately, since he could not produce the Iyase on demand by the people, Obahe was stoned to death. This was the only account of regicide, the killing of a king, in the Benin Kingdom. From the days of pre-colonial Benin Kingdom, the system of direct ascension has endured, making the Benin royal family one of the oldest families in the world. The first son of every Oba of Benin is conferred with the title of a Daike or Crown Prince, and upon coming of age, leaves his residence in the center of town for the palace of a Daike, Egwe Daike Atuselu, in the suburb of Benin, where he remains until the passage of the reigning king, and he is called upon to ascend the ancestral throne as the next Oba.
In the olden days, the crown prince, if we may use that word, in the olden days, he used to be placed in the care of a senior chief. And that is where he learns anything that there is to be learned. You don't just sit him down and say you are going to be this, you are going to be this is what you are going to do. It's not that. By just interacting and the old man looking at his behavior and correcting, that's all.
The very moment the official announcement is made, the whole of the kingdom goes into instant money straight away. I chalk is purity, and whatever is related to the monarchy in Benin is purity. Yes. So there is no other thing to describe the institution than that it is pure and stainless. The male adults, all male adults, no one will tell you, will get their hair shaved down to show the situation, the mood of the nation. As he leaves the Daken Palace in Uselu on his way to Benin, he comes across a palm tree. That is a tree that every crown prince of Benin must climb before he becomes Oba. The purpose of that one is to remind every king or Oba that no crown is really ever worn on a platter of gold. You must have to undergo certain suffering before you come to a position of enjoyment.